Some breaking news for Hunter Biden's legal battle. Special counsel David Weiss telling the judge in charge of the first son's case that he plans to indict Hunter before September 29th on that felony gun charge. It comes 6 weeks after the implosion of the original sweetheart plea deal that was meant to save the first son from going to prison. And while Hunter's legal problems mount, some of the liberal press seem to be looking the other way. Washington Post national columnist Philip Bump snapping and walking out of an interview after getting pressed on this 2018 Hunter text message.
What do you take from the text message to his adult daughter, Hunter's text message, that I have to give 50% of my income to Pop?
I have no idea what that means. I don't. I have no idea what that means.
Well,
I know it's circumstantial evidence, and you prefer that.
No, what could it mean?
I have no idea.
But doesn't it?
I don't know.
Well,
I appreciate your.
Has anybody asked her?
I don't know. I don't know. So I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah,
what do you want me to say?
Yeah, but you say there's no evidence. But then there's a text message where he says, "I give Pop 50% of my money." That's evidence.
Okay. Well, okay, fine.
So
it's evidence. I feel you want me to leave, like just walk out in the middle of this because that way you can
you can go.
Right.
Is this a standard? Really, this is the way the Washington Post handles people who disagree with them.
When I agree to be on for 45 minutes,
go,
and then I get on for an hour and 15. Yeah, that after a while I go.
We're going to get to the legal thing in a minute, but having watched that again, Greg, I have to say, I can understand walking out of an interview if you were insulted or if you were disrespected, but not because you were presented with a fact.
Not because you were getting your butt royally kicked. That was like Mike Tyson, pummeling a koala baby. But and I don't endorse that. I think the thing that was what you saw there, Noam, was amazing, and that was the ultimate arrogance of an elite journalist in Philip Bump. How dare you ask me? I'm a journalist. How dare you ask me for facts? How dare you expect me to justify my lazy reporting? This guy's been on journalism welfare for years. He's been wrong on a lot of stuff, more than Homer Simpson's gotten wrong. And the Dems have fallen into this excuse. I'll use a Jesse analogy. Sure, I go to a strip club, but I don't cheat. That's how they talk about Hunter. Like, Hunter's bad, but Trump is worse. And they've been doing this for years now. The fact is, remember with Sam Harris? Do you remember what he said?
I remember.
He said that if Hunter literally had murdered children in his basement, he wouldn't care because Trump is worse. And so what you're seeing there is another admission of derangement that they cannot admit. Bump is so wrong. He had nowhere to go except to leave. It's quite humorous.
It also shows, Jesse, that this question really hasn't been presented outside of conservative media.
So you have to have, I guess, muscle tone if you are going to go up against someone with an opposing ideology. Like, we have Jessica, we have Harold, so we have to fight over facts. I mean, I have to go up against people that ask me about January 6th, that ask me about all of the Trump trials. I have to defend everything. These people like Bump, they don't have to do anything. And they've never even been presented with a challenge. So they get up there and it's like they're limp. It's like, you go you spar at a gym, you've never sparred before. You can't go 5 rounds, can't even go half a round. That's what happens. He's not politically athletic enough, and he doesn't have the chops to answer the smoking gun document that's one of the biggest smoking gun documents that we've seen from the laptop which has been authenticated by his boss at the Washington Post. This guy's supposed to be one of the top journalists at the Post, and he has no idea. And honestly, he doesn't even care. No. Has anybody asked about the... I don't know. Well, what are you asking me for? Oh, I don't know. Because it's your job to ask the question. It gives me life. I've watched it 17 times.
Yes. Can you say how it felt?
It felt...
As
your counsel, as your lawyer and friend, he's not going to answer that question.
Judge, do you want to comment on the Philip Bump interview or the indictment that could be coming before September 29th?
Well, first of all, I got a copy of the decision from the court. It really is a status report. And they say that given the request or the attempt to guarantee a speedy trial, that anything that's going to be filed has to be filed by September 29th. And now the United States Attorney, Special Counsel David Weiss, apparently is indicating he will indict Hunter Biden by September 29th. So the question is, what is it going to indict him on? All indications are they're going to indict him on the gun charge. Here's a problem, all right? And this is just me talking. The possibility of indicting him on a gun charge, which I think is appropriate, took him 5 years to get to a plea agreement, and now they can indict him in 30 days. What does that tell you about the legitimacy of David Weiss and his investigation? But more important is the fact that there is a diversion agreement between the United States Attorney and Hunter Biden's lawyer. I think it's Abby Lowell, and I've said before, they don't get any smarter than Abby Lowell. As a prosecutor, if I have a diversion agreement with a defendant and a defense attorney, it's between me and the defense attorney. If I have a plea deal, I need the court's permission. But as a diversion agreement, it's me and the defendant saying we're going to work this out. I guarantee we're going to see legal argument on whether or not, if and when that indictment comes out, that indictment can in fact supersede the diversion agreement. I'm not so sure that it can, because you don't need the court's approval to enter a diversion agreement, and they've already acted upon it, and in fact have filed with the court that indeed we have been complying with the conditions of the diversion agreement of the gun charge. Don't get me wrong, the guy should have been indicted 5 years ago as quickly as they can do it now. But I think they're in a little bit of legal hot water here.
What happens or what changes, Harold, if there is an indictment of Hunter Biden on a gun charge?
I think an indictment on any charge is serious. First of all, let me. I think the judge, what she just said, I think is really, really important to amplify. The diversion agreement, Abby Lowell has already indicated that that's going to be an offer of defense that he will put forward very soon, I would assume in a public proceeding. It leads me to believe, Judge, that there might be something else.
Yeah.
That this could be either a new charge, a new gun charge, or some other new charges, because I don't know how you get around the judge explained it succinctly and compellingly. I don't know how you get around that.
Yeah.
It would seem to me to be foolish to bring a set of charges you know the judge would say you can't do because you have this agreement. Now, let me just say a couple other things. First, I've always said if President Biden, if there's two questions, if he uses official office to help his son and or receive benefit for something that his son was doing, that's a problem. And I think a lot of Democrats, Republicans, independents alike would say so. Two, this guy, Philip Bump, he behaved like a partisan politician in this interview. I'm a believer that we have to have journalists on all sides ask very, very tough questions. But when you're asked a question as a journalist that upends a theory that you may have been promoting, you can't walk out. A politician can walk out, but a journalist can't walk out. So it was disappointing and disturbing to see that. I know that Mr. Comer and others in the Congress are asking for, I believe, Mr. Weiss and others to come before the committee and come and testify as to what happened. I hope they can show a little restraint, because we are finding ourselves, I think, closer and closer to finding out exactly what's happened and if indeed legal charges should be brought. I think the politics in it will do nothing but aggravate both sides and make it more difficult to get to the bottom of this. I'm interested in the truth here. And if the truth is uncomfortable for me and my party, so be it. If it's not, so be it. We can't get there unless we have the Justice Department and others doing this.
But it is the politics that has brought us the truth of all of this, and not the Justice Department.
It was the judge did. It was a judicial.
In this case, it was the judge. But all of the information we're getting about the failure to interrogate Hunter Biden because he got a heads up, all this stuff about Kate Bedingfield giving answers to Eric Schwerman for an interview with the New York Times. We're not just talking about favoritism. We're talking about collusion between the White House and Hunter Biden and his partners.
But that's not what they're asking about. But I don't disagree
well, maybe
with that.
That ought to be investigated.
But it was the judicial branch that did this. When those two parties came before them and said, you guys do not have a meeting of the minds on what this agreement is about, that's what exploded all.
So why did David Weiss do it?
That's
we'll
the question that we might find out.
We'll get an opportunity to hear that.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.